Hey, hi SEO fans. Welcome to this week's Friday video. So what we're going to go through today is the topic around how to include keywords within page titles. This is something we get asked a lot, right?
Yeah, and there's a couple of different things that you need to think about when you're actually kind of creating your page titles and where you want to include your keywords and a couple of other bits as well, which we'll run on to.
Cool, so hopefully this will be a guide that you guys can then use to go away to implement across your titles. Just to let you know, there's no exact right and wrong way of doing this. All the guides here are to help you optimize them as much as possible. There are always going to be other examples, maybe competitors who don't follow these guidelines, who rank really highly. The thing to bear in mind there is that page titles, whilst a very valuable SEO ranking factor, aren't everything. So if they've got amazing backlinks, amazing content, amazing everything else, but their page title's poor, they can still outrank you. But the best thing you can do, these are the best practices to help improve your optimization of the page title in and of itself.
Yeah. So just as a prerequisite for all of this, we're using, as a national campaign, we're using SEO software as our main keyword, and then for the local campaign we're using Plumber London. So the first part that we kind of want to get you to focus on is making sure that the keyword, your primary keyword, so the one that you kind of mainly want to focus on, is front loaded within the title and as far forward as it can be within your title tag. So within the example here, for your national keyword, something like SEO software for agencies, for small businesses, something that you could use
a dash, whatever you want to use, but get it right at the front.
Yeah, and then for the local example, plumber, our keyword's Plumber London. You could use Plumber London if it kind of sounds correct, but you could also use things like plumbers in London or plumbers London as well. You can work with some variations. With all of these, do a quick search in Google, see what some of the first page are using as well, to see what variations and see what Google picks up in the different variations of the keywords that you use.
And bolds them in the meta description. That's really good.
Yeah.
Which leads nicely on to secondary keywords and synonyms. So you can include secondary keywords and synonyms as well. So secondary keywords will help you rank for another closely related phrase. A synonym is just reinforcing to Google that you're optimizing for that primary phrase, right? And just a quick caveat before we go, we don't recommend anything more than 2 keywords being optimized. Once you start in 3 keywords, 4 keywords, it looks spammy. It does look spammy. So, for example here, with the top national page title would be something like SEO software. A nice way to divide up between primary keywords and secondary keywords, or primary and synonym keywords, is to use something simple like a dash. It's really simple. It doesn't have to, be a great work of art or a Shakespeare sentence. Something simple like that. The customer is just looking for a mention of the keyword that they searched in Google. So what they're doing, they're scanning through and they're looking for the keyword they searched for. So you can do dash, secondary keyword is DIY SEO tool, right? And then as a synonym, you can do like plumbers in London and then plumbing services. Again, it's just reinforcing to Google the topic that you're going after.
Awesome. So on top of the keywords that you need to get into your page title, we also recommend that you get your brand name in there.
Yep.
Now there's 2 ways that you can add your brand name. We recommend, if it's your home page of your website, that the page title starts with your brand name. So brand name hyphen keyword, which we'll come on to in a bit afterwards, but brand name starts at the front, and you can hyphen, you can use a pipe, it doesn't really matter. There's not, obviously we've used an example here for internal pages where we've used a pipe, we've used hyphens, there's other things that you can use. They don't really have a massive impact, it's just a way of dividing up that title tag.
Yeah.
So as I touched on, this second one is for internal pages. Internal pages, i.e. anything but your home page, you should use your brand name at the end of the title. Now the reason for that is that you obviously want to focus on your keywords initially. Title tags should be within a certain number of characters. If they go too far, then the end of them get cut off. So if you've got your brand name at the end, but your keywords at the beginning, you're not losing as much if your brand name's cut off. You want to make sure that your keywords are on there.
Yeah, and I guess from a height point of view as well, if we're saying your title's too long, but actually what's making it too long is the brand name, don't worry too much about it, you can hide that action. What's most important is that your keywords and your secondary keywords are within that character limit.
Yeah.
So the next consideration is whether to include a keyword exact match or whether to separate it. So we've had some customers say, I've got each of the individual words from my keyword on a target separately, is that not enough? And unfortunately, no. So an example would be, and this is a wrong title, where we're going for SEO software, looking for software in the SEO space. You're not giving a strong enough, clear enough signal to Google that what your page is about is SEO software. You're just not. You're doing yourself a disservice. What you want to be going for, the correct, is like we've already touched upon here previously is get your keyword at the beginning and get it as exact match as possible. If in local sensitive means you have to add an in, do it, but don't feel that you have to. Again, customers are sometimes just looking for an instance of the keyword as they've typed it exactly. A lot of people just type, they're lazy, they type just plumber London. That's what they're looking for.
Exactly. Cool. And then the last one, which I touched on before, is around your homepage. So your homepage title tag should be treated quite differently to the internal pages. You really want your homepage to kind of almost describe what your company does as a whole. So for the example, Plumber London, your company as a whole, you are a plumber, or you offer plumbing services. However, internal pages, you can then optimise for things like central heating, boiler repairs, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And don't cannibalise. So don't target a keyword on your homepage and internal pages as well. Because what you'll have is that Google will potentially fight over which one to show because it doesn't know which page is meant to be ranking. You might think that's a good thing that like Google's got more than one page to choose from, but actually it tends to have a negative impact. And your keywords will kind of drop down. So don't cannibalise and really kind of use an umbrella term that kind of encompasses everything that your company does on your homepage. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, we hope that helps. Hopes to clear up a few questions around this. If you've got any questions, let us know. Drop us a message on live chat, and we'll see you all very soon.
Yeah. Awesome. Cheers, guys.
Bye.